Yeah! Change Your Plans podcast is back. It's Joe and Vinny.
We here.
It's a Thursday night. We got
this almost didn't happen, by the way.
Got a new game. Why? What
got
happened?
a new game. Remember, because I wasn't supposed to.
That's right. Yeah, you did. You were. You initially weren't going to be able to do this Thursday.
No. I had dinner plans, but things changed, and my fans cried out for me. So I am here.
Well, I'm glad we're your fallback option. What happened with dinner?
Is this mic very low?
You weren't. Were you supposed to have like a celebratory dinner with Costa Diamantes?
Oh my god,
that shit got canceled.
That
no.
That is that's a bit wild, bro. Yeah, I've been getting a ton of phone calls about that because I was the first guy on the case.
Yeah, you were.
And then he hired Norm, and then I got out of the case. Maybe in August, probably somewhere around there. I'm not meaning to stare at my phone. I'm just trying to repost this cool thing we're doing. But yeah, it was crazy. It's a pretty big case. I probably maybe would have handled it differently. Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out, Joe. This is not, I don't know how to share this on Facebook. So my listeners are not going to be able to listen. I'll post it later. No, it's fine. It's fine. So, yeah.
Real quick, for anybody that doesn't know, this guy was in the Lamont administration, Costa Diamantes, and he got busted on bribery charges. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you were his first phone call. And
I was Johnny on the spot on that one.
And in what I could only call a classic legal moment in Connecticut, Vin had one suit in the office and he threw that puppy on.
And that fit in high school. Like you could have had a gun to my face.
Yeah.
I'm not buttoning that jacket. And the shirt was a polo.
Yeah.
Every
time the news shows B-roll from this case,
it's me.
It's this
it's
guy.
Absolutely me. Like I was in the paper this morning. It's like Diamantis loses, faces X amount of years, and then there's me in the picture with him, but I'm not the guy representing him.
So he hired Norm Pattis, who's a well-known attorney here in Connecticut and nationally, I'll say. And so you guys were kind of on a team together, and then you step out? You were like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean,
can you talk about this? Is this all right?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I know
to talk
Norm.
About.
I like Norm Pattis. I know. I used to work with him at a radio station down in Milford.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where some people are just better off handling it individually than in a pair.
Now that you're looking at the results, though,
putting my legal hat on, I mean, I will say I'm disappointed I couldn't participate because I thought it was a more interesting case than it was getting laid out to be from a legal aspect, but I don't know what the arguments were at trial. But it's been my experience. If the feds come knocking, it's not good. They don't shoot and miss a lot. Right.
You say that all the time, and you're basically right.
I'm spot on. And so
yeah, he is.
I mean, anytime you get a federal criminal case, right, you're getting it at 2 points. You're getting it before the indictment. So they give you a heads up, right? So say they're like, hey, Vin, we know you're like the, cocaine king, dude. You make a bunch of snow bunnies. I'm out here just blowing booger sugar. But we want to see if we could talk about a deal. What information do you know? So one of the big differences between federal and state is you get to do these proffer statements. So I remember doing my first one, and your client is just snitching on themselves.
Oh, no.
And it is wild. So I had one case. It was like 2 FBI agents, the attorney, ATF, DEA. Like, it was just like, take like Predator and Rambo and like Conan the Barbarian.
Damn.
And it was just like all these like laced up dudes. And I almost started confessing shit. Like I had to tell everybody to calm down
That's
because
intimidating.
And then I had one client, same thing, not indicted yet, has to go give a proffer statement. And it's about like tax and a bunch of stuff, right? But then he's like, your clients always want to participate and cooperate as much as they can. So you're buying down your time. And he calls a drug dealer out of the blue on speakerphone in front of everybody. And I can't tell you the rest of this shit he did, but it was like he went like crazy Liam Nielsen trying to just set up stings on his own. But yeah, so either you do that or you get indicted and you review the evidence and start talking numbers, because the federal system is based on it's like guidelines, your crime, what was your prior convictions, and if you had drugs, how much, if you had guns, how much, whatever. So you're really kind of stuck within the guidelines. Now, Judge Underhill, great judge, probably my favorite federal judge in the state. But he's much more understanding than most on arguments for sentencing. So what you do is each side goes in and you're going to argue the lower guideline, and the judge and the U.S., the federal government's going to push the higher guidelines sometimes, right? I've had cases where they came in under guidelines because my client did X, Y, and Z. And then you go make your argument for sentencing, but you're stopping the bleeding at that point. Like I said, I wasn't involved in the trial prep. I know the case very well. I've seen all the evidence.
Now, real quick, help me out here, because I guess he said he thought these were like legal cash grabs or some kind of a legal cash deal.
Well,
what's he talking about?
So just in broad strokes, just about the law. And I'm not, obviously I can't talk about conversations I've had with my clients and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about a bribe versus, say, a gift or a commission or something like that in the federal statute is, in order for it to be a bribe, right, it has to come before the transaction.
Everybody write that down.
Right. So it's because there was a Supreme Court case about this. One person says it's a gift or like a commission or a thank you, and the government's saying it's a bribe, right? But you get the bribe before they do the act. You don't get it's a bribe. Hey, I'm going to give you this, go do it. Versus the person does it, you're rewarded for that behavior, then it's not bribery, right?
It's awesome.
With the case, you have to look at the timeline and things of that nature. And the other interesting thing I thought was with the case was, the basic claim is he strong-armed in the town to hire his buddies, right? But those guys are subcontractors. And pursuant to the statute, you got to show that direct nexus. But without that contractor who hires the subcontractors, you can't make that nexus. So I thought that was, but once again, I don't know what their legal arguments were. But it's tough because usually if you have a Fed case and it's a conspiracy type of case and there's other defendants, someone pleads out before you do. And when you start seeing people plead out, they're doing that because they're going to present on behalf of the government at that point. And that's a risk, right? Now they have skin in the game because depending on how that case turns out, you're going to get a lot of leniency on your case because you were cooperating. So, I mean, there were some, interesting choices made, whether or not, the person charged with the crime should testify or not is always a tough one. That's a coin flip. But like I said, I wasn't involved in all of that stuff. But yeah, it's, but I will say I got a ton of FaceTime for not doing much.
Yeah, that's good for business.
I just wish I wasn't 40 pounds heavier and wearing a size 38 jacket.
It's a schmedium.
Schmedium, and it had no stretch in that. That was all wool. Oh, that was a rough day, man. I was sitting in my office that morning with like sweatpants and a t-shirt on. And I'm like, all right. And I will say I hate being on TV. Like I don't want people, because then people would like, they're talking to me in court and they're calling my phone, and I just want to lay low. I'm like, I'm like Batman. I don't want you to know when I'm Batman.
I love that jacket you're wearing tonight, by the way.
It's a nice color, right?
It's very cool.
It is. It's zippy season. I wear a ton of zipper like jackets. That's all I wear.
I have oh yeah, you know what? You left your jacket here. It's been here for a couple of weeks now. You gonna grab that other one?
I was giving it to you. You
I
were
honestly,
gonna try to put that on.
Yeah. Grab it. But let me put it
I
on.
got $50. This jacket doesn't fit you.
Put it on. Let me see it.
All right, hold on.
Well, let's also point out Vin doesn't buy anything that's the size he is. So whether this fits or not.
Oh, he might have done it, guys. Oh, you look good. You sexy bear, you.
Is this the same jacket? Just in black?
Yeah, just in black and cat hair. Oh, we're twinning now. Yes, I know. Our fans love it.
How good do we look?
We look pretty good.
We should. Oh, you know what? We need those hats Di got us
next week.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, so it's been a crazy week. So, but yeah, that's kind of the big news of the day. That and the ballroom being built.
I heard something funny. This wasn't me saying it, but it said teachers across America were showing their students pictures of the White House being chipped away, and they were showing those pictures during metaphor class.
I wasn't paying attention. What did you say?
Don't worry about it. It's funny.
I'm trying to get hooked up on Facebook so all my fans could watch. What is it? Clovercrest?
Yeah. Yep. It's Clovercrest. Clovercrest. How long you been working here now?
But it's not posting on your Facebook, dude. Keep the conversation going. I'm going to work on it.
No, it's totally on my Facebook. It's on my Facebook. It's on the YouTube. It's on Twitch.
It's on the YouTube. Actually, our stuff's not on your YouTube channel. I've been checking.
Yeah, it's right there.
I know, but I can't find it on YouTube.
Well, we're live on YouTube. You know why I know that? Because your sister watches us and comments on the YouTube page.
Is she on right now?
I don't see her. Di, are you there? No, she's not here yet, but she will be. Rest assured.
All right, we're good. I'm posted. We're good. I'm locked in. Yo, did you hear about Chauncey Billups?
Oh my God! Like,
for all you guys who don't know who Chauncey Billups is, Hall of Fame basketball player. I think he coaches for the Trailblazers now. Made over $100 million over his career. And this guy was running poker games, illegal poker games with the mafia, the Gambino family, the whole shebang, x-ray machines, weird contacts, like crazy shit. And this guy's coaching in the NBA team. Like, what are you doing?
I'm so... Chauncey Billups, dude. Like, what?
Yeah.
And again, as you just mentioned, he's got so much money. Like, how much money are you making at a mafia?
Dude, they said they raked in like tens of millions of dollars from people because they would invite people, and then you'd have your famous people. They call them the face cards, right? And then one guy's wearing. They have a card counting, like shuffle machine, but it's counting all the cards and reading what's being handed out, and it's being communicated to someone outside the room who's talking to the quarterback of the famous people, like the FaceTime people. And then so everyone knew whose hands it was, and they had x-ray machines underneath the table, the whole shebang, and people were coming in because they just wanted to play with famous people, and they were losing every night, $100,000 a night.
Oh, all right. Well, now I understand.
But the crazy part is you got him. You have the other guy who's in Miami, Rozier.
Yeah.
There was a dude on the Celtics last year that got back for it, and they all played for Rick Pitino.
Why am I not surprised? Why does, I'll tell you right now, I'm glad you brought up his name, Rick Pitino. Rick Heisel is another one. There are coaches in football and basketball that everywhere they go, they eventually bail out on the program They go get a lucrative job somewhere else, and said program that they left gets hit with all sorts of sanctions and bans everywhere they go. And it's like, man, how many chances do you get?
It's not the chances, it's the amount of money these schools are making off the basketball team. So if you got some crazy coaches doing shady shit, but you could bring in $30-40 million for a few years before he gets caught, that's why you do it. And then your program stinks again, but you've just made a whole bucket load of money.
Where's the integrity?
That's funny. That's a good, that should be the question of the night.
Where is the integrity?
Nowhere.
Why don't people have integrity anymore?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know when that happened, right?
Can I tell you when I think it happened?
When?
2012. Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman. That's where this all went haywire in America. That was when we decided, and I'll throw I'm going to put a caveat here because O.J. Simpson was maybe the first one. That was really divided along racial lines where black people were like, even if he did it, he didn't do it. You know? And white people were like, he did it.
Yeah, and the jurors said that, by the way. It was like retribution. They were like, yeah, he did it, but we weren't convicting him.
Free the juice. Yeah, I'm telling you, but I think it really, think about it. From OJ in 95 until 2012, we could all see a murder and be like, yo, that guy murdered that guy.
Yep.
And then 2012, that happened. And man, oh man, that's where this all started, where we don't believe in the same facts. We don't see things the same way.
Well, I think it's how big media has gotten, like everywhere. Like everyone is just like, reports on social media, which is just crazy, right? You get these like 18-year-olds are just jumping on and everyone's just thinking that it's facts, but everything has a spin. When you didn't have all that coverage, right? You're getting your news, you're getting your information from 3 places, let's say, right? But people, I think, were more open-minded. Now everything is done with a spin. And that's what we talked about 2 weeks ago when people like, well, I'm this person, so I'm going to rationalize everything to get to that point. And now you could find someone with your opinion anywhere, right? We didn't have that.
That's true too.
Like you could find someone out there, no matter how crazy your thought is, and be like, yeah, I think that same way, and just multiply by billions of people. And this is where we're at. And I think it's social media is great, obviously, but that's also one of the downfalls. People want quick information. It's not facts. They want, quick stuff. And I think now, even, which I think is crazy, is politicians and this clickbait shit. Like, I don't need my politicians making TikToks.
Right.
So even if you're a Democrat and say, no, look at us, look at what we're doing, they're just doing it for the clicks. Like, and that's the crazy part of where we're at. It's a click society.
I saw a really nice political commercial that I thought was a joke. It was Governor Cox from Utah and Governor Moore from Maryland, and they do a commercial together. And they're both bald. Utah's white, Maryland's black. And the commercial starts off, and it's like, he's black. He's white. He's this, and they go back and forth. He's a Democrat. He's a Republican. And then they're like, and we approve this message. And I was waiting. It looked like an SNL bit. I was waiting for it to pop up and say, we need more Cox.
See, that's what I thought. That's where you were going.
That's what I thought was happening. And then it really ended. And I was like, oh, that was an actual real commercial. It was a real attempt at like trying to unify the country.
Yeah, it's a novel idea, huh?
And I thought it was an SNL bit.
Like, but the fact that we got to use commercials to do that shit is just.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Don't hate your mother because she supports Trump. That's weird. That was the gist of the commercial, basically.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, we have to get this country up and running again.
Yes.
Like to have a government shutdown as long as we've had it, and it's not even the main stories anymore. Like it's not even the headlines.
Yeah. I had a listener this morning who said he was like, they're going to start investigating politicians who have been tipping off constituents that ICE is coming. And that happened here in Connecticut. Representative Corey Paris from Stamford went on X and warned his constituents that ICE was in the area. What's the crime?
There is none.
What's the crime? So this guy goes, yeah, they're going to start bringing charges against these people now that the Republicans in charge. Let's see how these guys like it. And it's like, are you out of your fucking mind? What?
Well, like
my concern is, and listen, you know better than anybody, Trump is using his position to intimidate and harass and bully people. Okay?
That's what he is. That he's a bully.
When people talk about him being an authoritarian, they compare him to Hitler, they're talking about not killing 6 million Jews, you dumbass. They're talking about him strong-arming people, we've seen him force mergers. We saw him temporarily get Jimmy Kimmel fired. He's doing things that a president shouldn't do. I watched a video of Barry Goldwater earlier who was warning about somebody abusing the presidency in exactly the way that Donald Trump is abusing it.
What is the guy getting an $800 million plane?
Yeah.
And then once he's done president, right, he gets the plane personally. And the estimate to refit it to an Air Force One plane has got to be
millions and
millions. And how fast do you think he's going to get that check for $230 million he's asking his DOJ for?
Unbelievable.
Like, it's crazy to me. Like, it's absolutely crazy because if any other president did this,
well, right,
anyone he doesn't care if the government shut down, and frankly, it might not even matter other than people not getting paid because he's just doing whatever he wants, anyways. But I just saw something today. So they're building the ballroom, they might cut him a check for $230 million, but I think at our nuclear site, they I don't know how many employees, say 2,000. There's 400 working there now on our nuclear plants, dude.
Oh boy. Is Homer Simpson one of them?
And the airports are difficult enough. You think I want to go there? I'm supposed to fly out to see the kid on next Friday. And how happy you think those TSA agents are going to be?
Yeah.
That.
They're not letting you bring anything on board.
I can only imagine, I go to my staff tomorrow and be like, listen, we're on shutdown, but you got to work every day and you're not going to get paid.
Mm.
And maybe I'll pay you. Maybe I won't when we get money again.
I mean, at best, I show up and I don't do any work. That's the best case scenario you're getting on there.
But what's scary for me are those airports that the tower people are like, I'm going home. What do you do if you're in a plane, dude? You're just gonna eyeball it?
Well, I mean, not for nothing. Ever since they suspended the DEI programs, have you noticed how many crashes there's been? I'm just saying. Maybe that was helping. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But it's just and I just never met so many angry people just randomly walking around angry. For no real reason. They're just...
I had to live through 4 years of Biden. Oh, what was the tough part? That 3 transgender people played a sport? Really? Get a fucking grip.
It's just I don't understand.
Here's right. Ready for this? Here, let me tell you a couple of things real quick. Number one, inflation's up.
Shocker.
Number 2, the price of beef is out of control. Do you know why? Ranches in the Midwest have had to close down. Do you know why? And nobody works there anymore. Everybody got fucking deported, and the rest of them just stopped showing up so they don't get deported.
Have fun buying your Christmas trees this year.
Fruits and vegetables, you notice that's a little more expensive. Same deal.
What about eggs?
Eggs is moving back up again. Right? All these things you were so concerned about when Joe Biden had inflation because Trump told you DEI's over, which you don't even know what the fuck that is the funny part. You're happy to pay. Your Thanksgiving is up 94% over last year. Good fucking job. This guy's a fucking genius, right? And this is what I talk about when we're doing this podcast, and I say, just be objective. Go to the grocery store and be like, Jesus Christ. I mean, somehow I was paying less when fucking Sleepy Joe was in charge.
But and this, I told someone this yesterday. I was like, imagine if like Trump, like you had a friend like Trump, right? Who's just wrong about everything.
I have friends like that.
Like, and he's Trump, but not like Trump. He's just your friend. Like, how long is that dude going to be your friend other than you keep him around because you need a laugh? He's
got a truck, so it helps me move shit. That's what helped him out.
Yeah, but it's just, but like now I think it's just crazy because you turn on the news and you might hear about the government shutdown for like 10 minutes and then it's just on to something else. But rightly so, like that case out of New Britain with a 12-year-old.
Did you hear the new wrinkle in that story? I guess somebody from the Department of Children and Families, DCF, spoke to somebody within the past year who purported to be
the kid, but it wasn't
that little girl, and she was dead, so it wasn't. So, I mean, not only did they kill that girl and say it was an accident, maybe
it wasn't. They starved her for 2 weeks beforehand. It's not an accident, bro. Don't even throw it out there.
I'm just saying.
There's one guy here who does this shit, and
allegedly. So you got to prove this in court. But again, my point is,
she done did it.
Whatever happened there, they also tried to hide it, and I also heard that they moved the body from Farmington to New Britain.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got it. Like
they had to, but
is transporting a corpse a crime?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Or you think that's the problem, bro?
No, I'm just
like
saying,
they don't care.
But isn't that like, again, I listen.
But here's the thing with DCF too, which is like
they're failing. They're failing the children.
And I will say there are a large number of good DCF workers. All right. I deal with DCF all of the time.
I know a lot of bad ones.
But as a system as a whole, it is atrocious. And the worst part is they'll get involved in the cases they shouldn't even be near, and then they don't go do a home visit for a welfare check. Like, they don't even have to do that. They can literally just do the Zooms. And, like, what do you think people are going to do? Like, it's just infuriating to me that, like, one, I mean, these parents and boyfriend are big pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, right? I don't represent them, so I can say that. But the system failed this girl. Girl gets pulled out of school. Oh, I'm going to do homeschooling. You don't provide any of the homeschooling stuff. And it's a year?
Yeah, they also.
It's a year?
They didn't look like the homeschooling types.
No, like I know places that like report shit to DCF for 10 tardies. Like, what are we doing? Like, how does that happen?
No, that's that. I mean, that kind of stuff. Is,
but I will say, if I'm in a neighborhood and there's children and I don't see one of the kids for 2, 3, 4 weeks, I'm knocking on a door.
You know what got me was I forget now if it was grandmother or grandfather. It was one or the other said, we love that little girl so much. And it's like, but you went a fucking year not seeing or hearing from her and didn't think that was fucked up.
No, because that's the problem we have in society, right? Like I always say, like when you get gang fights and you hear all these shootings and drive-bys, innocent people get hit, little kids, worst thing in the world, right? And that's when the hood becomes a neighborhood. But it's like that as a whole, right? We're all, a lot of people are just separated from everybody else. Everyone's out for themselves at this point. But when shit goes down, it's a community for 5 days, right? But it should be a community all the time. I think that was the greatest thing growing up in my era. It's just like I could go out in the neighborhood. Like all the moms knew each other. They knew the kids. If my mom not home, someone else is popping in, all of that stuff. And we just don't have that now. And the only time we have any type of community is when a tragedy happens, right? But that was, I mean, we just had the No Kings March, right? The protest. I mean, that's 7 million strong, dude. Like, that's impressive, right? And not that you got to do 7 million every weekend, but I think to show that we can come together as a community, right? And it was, I mean, I saw on Fox News they're like, oh, it wasn't a big protest, it was just a bunch of old white people, right? That's what they get to. Like, that's, oh, you thought, you were complaining because you thought it was going to be another, like, a heist with guns and people running around in Viking uniforms and just rushing places that they shouldn't be.
Isn't that how you protest?
Yeah, right. Just killing cops and looting places, right?
Wiping shit on the walls.
Yeah, because that would be crazy, right? That's completely inappropriate. But
Ew.
No, this protest was inappropriate because you had too many old white people. And kudos to those old white people, right? Like, they don't got to deal with this shit for much longer. Right. And they seen some shit. And when you're getting old ass people out early in the morning to be outside to walk, how angry and how messed up are we at this point?
I'll reiterate a point I made in our last episode that Antifa stands for anti-fascists. They're against people who try to become dictators. That is literally the number one thing that they oppose. Why does Antifa not like Donald Trump? Do the fucking math.
Oh, we're going to do a card, Joe.
I like this. So this is a fun little card game. This game is called The And. It's a conversation card game.
All right, you picked the first one. You just picked that one? What a loser.
Oh, what
boy.
An interesting question. What's the last thing you learned about yourself that surprised you?
This happened yesterday.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. So my wife called. I'm not going to mention families and stuff. My wife called. She's my family. So that's the only family member. I got to clarify. I am an attorney. So my wife calls. She learned some information. Kid jumped off the Portland Bridge. Right. So initially we thought it was someone we knew. Right. And I honest to God, this is going to sound horrible. I hear this shit. I don't blink. I'm just like, sounds like a personal problem. I got to move on with my life. But this one, like, it hit. Like, I had to pull over. So I think it just sounds stupid, but like, I don't know. Because then it was the first time my mind went to something bad about my stepson. Like, what if it was him, right? Or that could be him. And, knowing the kid, thank God it wasn't him, right? Unfortunately, it was someone else's child. But, yeah, I think that was crazy. I didn't think, I don't know. Like, that was the first time that I had that, like, helicopter, like, dad moment. And I didn't know if I had that in me. Like, I was literally going to go just fly down and see the really kids. Cool. So I think as much as I like to say I'm jaded and nothing bothers me, I still got a little heart in there. So.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So, it wasn't cool to be that upset, but it was like, hey, you know what? I'm not a complete raging asshole.
What a great question.
It is. You get to pick one now. These might be good. This might be the whole podcast from now on. All right, middle of the deck.
What in
No, that's the one I asked you,
Oh, you
Joe.
gotta ask me.
What a loser. You picked 2. Ooh.
Of course I picked 2. Gotta pick the one I like best.
All right. What drives our relationship? Wow. We are getting into it, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what drives our relationship.
Our good looks.
Ego and motivation.
Ego.
Yes, you and I both believe that people give a rat's ass what we think.
That does take some
And
ego.
whether or not they want to hear it, we tell them anyway. Not just on this podcast, but in real life. This podcast is just a microcosm of the life Vinny and I live.
It is actually. I just went to dinner with my buddy Fred, and he's like, "I love listening to your podcast because I feel like I'm sitting down, and these are the conversations that we have."
Yeah.
He's like, so it's cool to listen because, and I think I would agree with that on both things you said, but I think that is our bread and butter. These are just conversations we're having on the mic or not having on the mic. But yeah, that's pretty dope, dude.
I'm good at these.
You know, I had a cool experience tonight. Was this last week? Yeah, it was last Friday. I didn't see you. I was in court, and this young attorney was sitting behind me, tapped me on the shoulder. She's like, "Hey, I know I don't know you, but I know you from my TikToks." He's like, "You're always, you know, like in the podcast." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? We've made it, buddy. From here, a little old, what town is this? I'm in Cromwell. What town is this?
It's Wethersfield.
Wethersfield to Stamford. Yeah. Wethersfield's kind of like the redheaded stepchild to Cromwell. We moved on up. Although you guys do have some big houses around this area.
Yeah, come on. We're doing all right over here. We're doing all right.
Are we doing another card?
Yeah, let's do another card. This is so much fun. Oh, my God. This is fun. What's my talent or trait that you appreciate most? I'll wait.
Let me go through my Rolodex. I think it is just you're authentic. Like it's just authentic and consistent. So I
appreciate that.
You know, I know, you know, we went out for your birthday, you got close friends, you're there for everybody, you're a good guy, but you do not waver from what you believe and your morals. And I like that. I like that about you, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
And you look good in my jacket.
I love this jacket. I think I want to keep it.
It's yours, Joe.
So, real quick, I had a meeting with my boss today.
Yeah.
And it was I'll give you a quick setup, right? I ask on Monday, right? I'm like, this guy's flying in from fucking Chicago. What's the itinerary for the week? What are we meeting on Thursday? We usually do Thursday. I go to work. I get to work at like 4:45. I don't want to be there all day for a meeting that, quite honestly,
you could do without.
Could be an email. 5:20 this morning, I get an email. Hey, when are you available to do that meeting? And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Really? Anyway, I go into my meeting, and I've said this before. The guys are like, one guy's in his late 60s. The other guy's, I think, in his early 70s. And I'm 50. And we're all white. And these things just quickly turn into like, you know, Vin, what's happening, baby? You know what I mean? I came out of the meeting, and the person who coordinated my meeting was like, how'd it go? I went, oh, fucking went great.
Awesome.
Did they talk to you about anything? No.
Nope.
They didn't say anything. They didn't bring up anything. I work on 2 different radio stations there. Every day, I'm on 2 different radio stations. And do you know what they never brought up?
Your radio station.
Either radio station. At all.
What did they talk about?
Just bullshit. We just bullshit about bullshit.
I'd rather do that, though. You know? I like if I meet somebody or I'm interviewing somebody, I want to know if they could bullshit. Like they could just chop it up. I think that is the most underrated thing. And kids, my kids' generation has no clue about it, right? But your ability to work a room and chop it up is going to get you much farther than the straight A's you got. I'm just letting you know right now. It's just in this day and age, you got to be able to maneuver, right? So you go in expecting I got to talk radio talk about my shows. They're going to have questions. And you just shoot the bullshit. But when you leave, they're like, all right, I see why this guy works here and he's an asset because he's not an asshole. Right. And that's part of my job is I have to be a chameleon every day. Every day I got to be somebody different or, I got to present in a certain way, but my fundamentals, who I am, don't change. And now that I've been doing it for 20 years, I'm really just basically how I am on my podcast is how I am in court. I was in New Haven today and I was dealing with an older attorney, never dealt with him before. And I could just see him looking at me like, what is wrong with this individual? And then like people walk in, they're waving at me and marshals are high-fiving me. And the guy's just like looking around. That's
gotta be weird for other people. Like, who is this guy?
It is, and especially in New Haven because I don't go down there a lot, right? Because like Hartford County is kind of my stopping ground. But I know if I go to New Britain, I mean, that's just like an every minute occurrence. And then I'm watching the other attorneys on the other side of the aisle from me, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, I'm just letting you know the fix is in, right? And yeah, I know what I'm doing law-wise and all of that jazz, but I'm able to maneuver around because everybody likes me, right? And I think at this day and age where I'm able to practice the way I want to practice because I'm just comfortable with who I am, like I just rather be consistent all the time. But there are times when you got to button it up, which is tough for me. It's not my forte.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. You just said something interesting. You said, I know everybody likes me. And as far as I'm concerned, I think that's 100% true.
I meant in that courthouse.
Okay. Yeah. I would take it a step further, and I would say most people that know you
like you
very much.
Correct.
Right? You're a really cool person. People really enjoy being around you. You're a kind and generous person. You're considerate and you're compassionate.
Jesus, Joe.
No, you really are a good person, and you do a lot of really cool things. I was snooping on somebody's page earlier today on Facebook. I'm not going to give any more details, but
you have to.
I scrolled down this chick's page, and I get about halfway down, and it is she shared a Facebook post about you and the dog rescue stuff. You and Lauren and somebody else were all tagged on it.
Yeah.
But it originated from one of you guys, and it was your, and I thought, rando, right? But again, why do people want to do stuff like that for you? Is it because of the dogs? No, it's because you're a good person doing good things.
And I just heard a quote today. I was actually going to post it, but it was, you wake up every morning and tell yourself you're going to have a good day because that positivity brings positivity. It's like a magnet, right? And if you're positive, you're attracting positive energy and your day is going to be better. So like that one kind of hit home because like the energy you're receiving starts with you.
Yep.
Right. If you're putting out that negative energy, you're going to get it in return. But I think if you're putting out that positive energy, that's just going to attract the positive energy out of people. So you'll be hearing that later on Facebook, but I don't think we have enough of that. Going back to the integrity question, right?
Yep.
Like at the end of the day, it's not like you never go out and be like, hey, how was your day? Right. Or you see some dude, hey, how you doing? Right. And I'm guilty of just saying, living the dream. Right. No one takes 5 minutes to say, hey, they're having a good day or bad day. Right. People just say they're having a good day because they don't want to talk to you or they don't think you care. But you should really be trying to just, you don't got to be all like smiles all day like you're on coke either, right? Like that's not really being positive.
Yeah.
But if you're sending out negative energy and then you're getting it in return, like what else do you expect?
Yeah. Oh, I 100% think that you get back what you put out.
And even if like you're being positive or just being nice and someone's being an asshole, well then you don't know what they're going through at that moment. It may not be you, so don't take it so personal. I take it personal sometimes, and I have to talk myself out of it, especially in my practice where, you know, I think I did a great job and my client is just shitting down my neck, right? And I got to take a step back and say, it's not me, it's a situation they're in. But that's tough because I try to do a good job. But once again, it's about perspective. So one of the things I have to work on.
By the way, we are live if you're watching this on Facebook in the 45-minute and 54-second mark. My phone just died. I just went on Facebook. There's a bunch of comments and stuff in, and I don't know why, but they are not generating in the program because normally we'd be flashing them up. I don't know what the deal is with that. So
hold on, dude. You keep talking.
If you've been commenting and you're wondering why we haven't been sharing your post, it's because they're literally not generating on my end.
So we apologize, but I got us covered. We got comments coming up. Hold on. People said, great cast. We're doing a good job.
Who said that?
Jonathan Razlovsky.
Jonathan's my boy. I love that guy.
Yeah. And we had McCrae Williams ask if you were bullied.
I was bullied by one person in my life. His name was McCrae Williams.
Were you a bully in school at any point?
No. So I will tell you exactly what I was. All right, I was a little bit of a all right. So I went to a parochial school.
Yep.
There was 11 kids in my grade. 11. Five boys, 6 girls. I was the toughest fucking boy by a mile. Did I bully people? A couple of times people stepped up, try to take a shot at the title. My buddy Jason Zagorski, Jay, I hope you get to watch or see this. I threw Jason headfirst into a garbage can.
Yo, you don't test him.
I'm not a bully. Jay stepped up, and he got thrown into a garbage can. For the most part, nobody else fucked with me because that was enough. Then I got to high school. Now, I played football. I played baseball. Nobody fucks with me. People know my family and stuff in Meriden. So it was all good. But here's what I do. When I see somebody bullying another person, that's where I step up. That's where I shine, right? I see you like fucking bullying some dude. I will walk up to you and now we got a problem. That was my thing. And I would start shit with that person. But when the little nerd would come over and thank me for saving him, like, get the fuck out of here, you pussy.
Yeah, I was.
Because for me, you know what it was? I don't like seeing people be disrespected. Don't do that shit in front of me because, you know, I can't be quiet.
Yeah.
If you want to take that shit outside, knock yourselves out, fellas. But if it happens in here, I'm going to fuck you up.
So my dad was big into like, don't disrespect people. And so was my mom. But I remember my mom, we lived in Bristol and we were living in a multifamily with my grandparents. And there's this fat kid down the street, Aaron Hackenberg. I hope he comes across as
sounds like a fat kid.
Fucking douche.
Aaron Fat.
And this was when I was a kid, right? So I remember he was outside. He was just, that kid was bigger than everyone at that point. And I didn't want to, I had a temper problem as a kid. And I was just like, I'm just going to go in the house. And my mom goes in, I go in the house. My mom's like, why are you in the house? And I'm like, Aaron's out there. He's fucking with me, whatever. Dude, she marches down the road, dragging my ass. It was like, hey, fat fuck, my son's going to kick your ass now.
Fellas, I love it.
Yo, so, and then similar thing. My mom was always involved in my shit because people wonder why I'm a little bit nuts. Me and my mom back in like the mid 90s, dude.
I love that.
So I might have been in like 5th grade. There's Joshua Flores, like, redheaded kid, played clarinet. Everybody made fun of him. Probably got a hit list, and I'm probably number like 2 on it.
Nice.
But like this kid would pick fights with me all the fucking time. Like it was becoming a daily occurrence of me just wailing on this kid. And I remember one day I'm at recess and I just see my mom walking like across the playground at Southside in Bristol and pins this kid up against a basketball post. And he's like, my son's gonna fucking kill you or something crazy, she says. And then so he ended up getting expelled because he and then we used to throw rocks at him and his mom when he walked by the school.
Damn.
I passed that phase in my life, but I'm a big, like, don't disrespect people. I was in a gas station, had to be a number of weeks ago. A guy in front of me, was gay, clearly gay. Like he was out there, and I don't give a shit. Buying lotto tickets.
He was sucking a dick. That's how Vinny knew that for sure. He was like, this guy's definitely gay.
But the guy behind me is hemming and hawing about this guy, right?
Oh, no.
So, and the guy's just there to buy some lotto tickets and get the fuck out. So the guy said something like, I'm not going to repeat it, but said something crazy. And I turned around. I was like, do you want me to stick my dick in your ass?
Oh, dang.
And I lost my shit. And then the other guy who I thought I was sticking up for is like, bro, you don't got to do that for me. And I'm like, you could have just said thank you because that guy was pretty big behind me. Like it was a 50-50 if I was making out that one. That guy had a bear paw. But like in a moment, like I don't know, it's crazy. Like I think what irks me more than anything, and I don't know why, because I'm a 45-year-old white dude. But when I hear people say, I don't know, it's because I had a lot of, black friends or whatever, but like any shit like that, like I just get wild. Like it just, it bothers me. And I think it bothers me and it bothers you because we're good people. Like my point is you should be bothered by it, regardless regardless of your demographic. If someone is spewing hate or taking hateful actions against another human being based on race, religion, or otherwise, none of us should feel good about it because we're all in this game together. Yeah. Like we all use the same earth, we breathe the same air, and it's just have some at least middle of the road decency with people. Like that's the other thing. There's no more decency. People just think they have the right to let things fly. And I don't know if it's the newer generation or the older generation that was kept under wraps, and then now we have unlimited permission to not be decent, and everyone's coming out of the woodwork. But it's not that hard to do is be a decent person.
It's funny. And did you watch the show The Apprentice when it was on TV?
A little bit, not much.
Thursday nights, bro. I thought that show was so good. I found Donald Trump to be so entertaining.
Absolutely.
And I remember, I think I might have told the story, so I'm not going to tell the whole thing, but watching Trump come off the escalator, and I was with a buddy of mine, Danny Wright, he's a radio guy. His real last name is Rojos. He's Mexican-American. And we were watching the Trump press conference, and I was legit excited because I don't know if you remember at the time, Jeb Bush was like the Republican lead in that race.
Yep.
Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Chris Christie, Ben Carson. It was a fucking shit show. And Trump showed up, and I remember thinking, all right, this guy's got a chance against Hillary. That's pretty cool. By the time he was done insulting the most fucking vulnerable people on the earth and offending Mexican people as much as he did, literally while I'm with a friend of mine who's Mexican, that was it for me. It was like, oh, this motherfucker could never be president.
Well, that's like
what a piece of shit he is.
Well, that's the thing is like when people like, I know I got friends that hang out with other people I don't associate myself with, but they say crazy racist shit. And they're like, well, that's their opinion. I don't agree with it. But guess what? You are who you hang out with, Hammer.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, yeah. I mean, that, like, I mean,
listen, if your best friends are all skinheads, you're technically not a skinhead.
But you're a skinhead.
But you're kind of a skinhead. By association. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it's not that
You can't cut your hair short without people being like, oh, so you joined.
Yeah.
Right?
You'd have to keep the locks flowing.
You have to. You got to have hair. Otherwise, I mean, it'd be hard at that point to say that you're not.
Yeah, they have some, I don't know if it's in like Mississippi or Alabama. It's like a bunch of white people that built a town, right? Because they want to go back to the roots of this country and live like, you know, the original people lived here. And they're all white, which is like, unless you're going to turn like Navajo or something, first of all, like, you're not the original race, but just come out and say, hey, I'm making an all white fucking town. Because they come out and say, like, we can't have black people here. Like, we can't have Hispanics here. So you're just building an all white neighborhood.
It's funny to hear people on the right
take our country back.
Well, so they'll say this, right? Like, we fair and square took this country and this land from the Native Americans. And then when you're like, but the Palestinians had that land. The Jews have it forever. That's it. You got to give it back to them. They took it from them. That's fucked up.
Well, it just goes back to people just justifying
their
shit.
Again, but, you know, one of the things you just said about me a little while ago was consistency. And again, my opinion will logically always be consistent. I'll apply it to everybody in every situation. This jacket really fucking looks good on me. I'm not even playing, dude.
Well, I mean, now that it has cat hair on it, I think you could keep it, dude.
I'll keep it.
It's yours, dude. That's my gift to you. Can I have my $300 back?
Yeah.
Does everyone know that Joe still makes me pay him, even though he's a co-star on the show? Talk about Trump, huh? Got him. Yep. You guys, he's lucky. These people are commenting like a motherfucker right now. They are saying, how dare you, Joe? I don't even have to look at the comments.
What's the last thing you learned about yourself that surprised you?
We already did that card.
That I still charge Vinny.
I thought you were reading again, Dementia Joe. All right. Is it yours or mine? Mine.
Yeah.
No, yours.
It's mine. I got to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you think I want to be perceived?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Perceived or yeah, it's different than remembered, right?
Yeah, I guess perceived is more in the moment, right? And
correct.
And remembered is more the legacy you leave behind.
How does Joe want to be perceived? I mean, like a no bullshit guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you want people to know that the cards you got are the cards you got and that's it. So I think that's what you would want people to see when they're looking across the table is like, this guy's not about the bullshit.
I would say that is 100% accurate.
Dude, we are crushing this couples game.
If we were on like the newlywed game or some shit, we'd be killing it. We would be absolutely killing it. Do you want to ask me one more? Do you want to pull a card and ask?
All right. I don't like to look. It's like going to a restaurant. You know what I hate? People who look at fucking menus before I get to the restaurant.
Really?
It bothers the fuck out of me because that's the part of the fun part of going to the restaurant. Because then you get the assholes who look, they already want to know what they ordered. Now I'm rushing. Like, fucking relax. Just wait to see the menu, you piggies.
Do you remember that night we had dinner with the Britneys?
Yes.
And I showed up because I went to the wrong place. I was like 20 minutes late. Had you looked at the menu yet?
Yeah, but I was already at the restaurant. Actually, I don't know if I did.
You probably didn't. I don't think you did.
No.
I think you guys waited to order.
Yeah, I'm a big, I like to look at it all together.
See, that's probably you, and I didn't even know that at that. I was literally just
Everyone's like trying to look at the menu. I'm like, put the menu down.
I literally walked in, and it's like, all right, let's order. And it's like, you guys could have ordered already.
No, but it's funny. But when I'm home and I'll make my food, and then my wife's heating up her food, and I'm already eating while she's heating up her food. I can't wait for anyone. If the food's in front of me, I got to eat. I don't need a blessing. You guys can bless your own food. But I'm that guy who eats it that it's too hot, and I look like my big fat lab. My mouth's just flying open, and I'm choking everywhere. And then you take another bite, and my wife gets mad. All right, one more card, Joe. Joe.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about me? This is the greatest card game ever. We might have to get sponsored by this.
What is my favorite thing about you? Well, all right. I mean, I've already said a lot of really nice things.
You did. If you have another one, bro, I'm getting a T-shirt with your face on it.
What is my favorite thing about you? I'll tell you right now. And again, as long as I've known you, this has always is struck me about you. People are drawn to you. When you walk into a room, people are like, "Oh, Vin," and everybody wants your essence. You know what I mean? Everybody, whenever you're in an area and people are in the area, people want your attention.
I appreciate that.
It's wild. I'm telling you. I mean, I think because again, it goes back to what I was saying. I mean, you're a good person, and people who know you really like you.
Well, I think it's. I try to take time, right? Especially over the past 5-6 years. I had to call an attorney. She's a friend of mine on Friday about 2 cases, and she's gone through it in life and was having a really bad go of shit recently. And it was just, we didn't talk about her cases. It was just 45 minutes of that. So I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, why do people do it? And I was like, just because sometimes I listen, right? Because God forbid I need someone to talk to me for 45 minutes. And yeah, we all have lives. We all got to work. We all have family. I could have done something with that hour of my time. I could have talked about those 2 cases, did whatever. But I felt good about having the conversation, but that person felt better. And all it took was a few moments in my day. But I know Joe does the same thing. Joe, we get us both in a room, and good luck everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. So I probably would have said the same thing about you. Right. And I've never met anyone who said anything bad about Joe. And that doesn't mean we're perfect people, by the way. There's people out there that don't like me. I know that. And I'm
same.
And we're a bit much, but the people who took time to get to know us, you're not going to find anything bad to say.
They're the lucky ones.
Yeah, and kudos and much love to them, because we're a lot.
We are. We're
and
we don't lot to handle.
We don't slow roll it. It's a fucking 800-pound man doing a cannonball. So if you survive the tsunami of Joe and Vin, you're one of the lucky few. And I'm sorry about the comments, guys. Joe really bogged this podcast down, but we appreciate you watching, commenting.
I'm so bummed about that. I love sharing the comments. I'll figure out why
that happened. We got to get people to come on live with us, though.
There's actually a way, and I'll look into this maybe even for next week, where people could literally join the podcast on screen to make comments and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that. I haven't told Joe yet, but I'm cleaning out I got a nice space in my office, and I'm getting cleared out, and then you might be seeing a new podcast studio.
Taking the show on the road.
And we might have to get sponsored by this game, by the way. The And Conversation card game.
That's a fun game. That's never a fun heard game. Of this before.
So hopefully you guys like the podcast tonight. A little bit of all over the place, like we like to do. But it was a good night. Glad we were able to do this week. 2 weeks without us, Joe. If there would have been another protest.
Nobody, yeah, I know. No Joe and Vin Day.
No Change of Plans podcast.
People would hate that.
You thought 7 million was a big number. Fucking by 1,000%.
Man, we look good in these coats, though.
Dude, it might be. Yeah, we might have to take this act on the road.
What's up? All right.
Cheers, guys.
Changeofplanct.com. That's the website. Make sure you check that out.
Check me out. Hit me up.
And if you ever find yourself being charged by the federal government,
call me and don't say shit.
Don't say shit.
Shit, nothing, zero things.
You just say, let me call Vinny real quick.
Yeah. And you need to say Vin because everyone knows me.
God damn right they do.
God damn. You guys have a good night.
It's Vin. It's Joe. We'll see you next Thursday. Change Your Plans podcast. Biatch.